There is
Protests
Derek
are
Chauvin's lawyer, Eric Nelson, questioning a prospective juror. They're looking for the final juror of the 14 they nude. Adina Dahl, as you watch it, this seems like a prospective juror that the defense would really like.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. He would definitely be pro-defense. He seems to be very sympathetic to the law enforcement and to being upset about the crime that happened afterwards. So although he's not saying it outright, and he probably, if this line of questioning kind of remains as vague as it is, he wouldn't be removed for cause, but he would be a juror that the defense would want.
Definitely. Well, they have used 12 of their 18 strikes. Doesn't seem likely they'd use one here. The prosecution has used 6 of their 10, and they'll be questioning him shortly. We'll continue our live coverage from Minneapolis after a break. You're watching the afternoon session on the Law and Crime Trial Network. All right, Dina Dahl, as we watch the sidebar now, as they're discussing this, this juror is close to being approved, you think, or are the prosecution going to have a problem with him?
Well, one of the things that he mentioned is that his family member was injured quite severely during a conflict with somebody he was trying to arrest. So that was a big red flag. I imagine the prosecutor is bringing that up right now, as well as the fact that he seemed to have some sort of formed opinion that the drugs in his system was going to be related to his death. So, whether or not that, I think that's also something the prosecutor is probably talking right now. He doesn't want this person on the jury. As we talked about before, it's kind of obvious he'd be pro-defense. And I think he got a few pieces of information out of that he's trying to say that he should be dismissed for cause. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen.
That juror has now been struck by the prosecution. That is their 7th of their 10 preemptory strikes which they used. They felt that he had been evasive. Judge Peter Cahill declined to dismiss him for cause, forcing the prosecution to use one of their last 4 preemptory strikes. Dina Dahl, do you think the prosecution made the right call there?
I think they did. As we're saying, this is the last juror that's going to be seated, and they have a few left that they can remove. So this was a good thing. I mean, the thing that stood out to me the most was just the fact that he had a relative that was an officer that was injured in the line of duty trying to arrest somebody. You don't want somebody like that in the jury room talking about his experience, how he knows how this has happened to somebody. I mean, he could have even been a foreman for all the prosecutor knew, and could be sharing this experience. I think that was a little bit too risky for the prosecutor. And again, they just have to see one more. The odds that they'll have, it's like an inning at a baseball game or something. They're very much toward the end. It was smart to use it on this person.
And Dina, the prosecution now has 3 preemptory strikes left, and the defense has 6 left. So there's no reason not to use them, right? From their point of view, want to get as close as they can to the best candidate for this final 14th position on the jury panel.
Yes, exactly. The odds are in their favor that they just have this one person left, and it's amazing though seeing this process, because you would think, who can be impartial? There's been so much media coverage, but the extensive questionnaire they filled out, this extensive jury questioning, I really hope a lot of people see this, because it gives you faith in our justice system. People will probably, who don't watch this, will say, oh, how can these jurors really be impartial? But when you see them getting questioned like this, and their answers and follow-up questions, you have faith that at the end of the day, they're going to have 12 people who, yes, they're going to have life experiences, but they're not going to have predetermined opinions going into this.